Dobro jutro, Divine Pisces 222. It is Friday, August 14th, 2020. I'm sorry about yesterday, guys. I had this killer headache, and it started about midday. And I think it was, honestly, a lot of it was probably the weather. I had some really bad storms around me yesterday. So I do apologize for that, guys. But actually, I discovered these amazing binaural beats, actually, later on. I listened to those and the headache kind of dissipated. Very, very interesting. And I really don't like using medication, so because it blocks my ability to perceive a lot of times. But also I wanted to talk about, kind of touch on what I had spoken about before with the shifting timelines and things like that. Actually, I just remembered that this past weekend I had watched Donnie Darko, which was the first time I had seen that movie since my awakening. And if you haven't seen that movie post-awakening, go back and watch it, guys. Go watch Donnie Darko, okay? Because basically the premise of the movie, he basically skips a timeline, guys. He, for those of you who haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin the movie, but just understand what you're seeing is he skipped a timeline. Basically, he wakes up, you know, he doesn't remember sleepwalking, but he wakes up somewhere like miles away from his house. But basically an incident happened where he was supposed to die. He was supposed to be in this place when this incident happened, and he was supposed to die, but instead he was up in the mountains somewhere, and he ends up riding home, right? Now, this is significant because, oh, actually, no, sorry, that was the beginning of the movie. Sorry. But actually, towards the beginning of the movie, that's what happens. He wakes up somewhere else, right? And then all of these things start happening where he experiences seeing things that he can't explain. People think that he's schizophrenic because of the things he's seeing. He's basically seeing through like all the BS that's around him, like, you know, and he feels like he's losing his mind. Clear. And then at the end of the movie, I don't want to ruin it, but at the end of the movie, basically, he shifts back into that original timeline. So it's actually really, really interesting and very significant. So again, you know, if you haven't seen that movie post-awakening, or if you haven't seen that movie at all and you're, you know, going through awakening now, please go watch that movie. Watch it. Because I didn't even think about that when I was originally talking about the timeline stuff, you know? And the fact that I just remembered, I'm like, oh my gosh, I did watch that movie again. And that makes a lot of sense, clear. So I think I'm going to explore a little bit more about these timeline shifts. And I know, you know, I saw a couple of comments, you know, talking about the Mandela effect. Absolutely. I remember something specifically about that a couple years back, which kind of sparked my interest. And the Berenstain Bears and all that, and but also the light codes and things like that. Very, very interesting stuff, and I really encourage you all to do some research on this stuff, because I think that might be what's coming up. And strangely enough, the Donnie Darko movie, it takes place in October. And you know how I've been saying about the stuff that's coming up in October, so I'm like, what is this? Why was I drawn to watch this movie all of a sudden with all of this stuff that's happening and the things I've been seeing, and then everything in that movie just, it blew my mind. So go check it out, guys. So let's do this daily message from Spirit for you guys today. This is interesting. So we have self-sabotage, have faith, and rejection. And I know I've mentioned this for the last couple of days. A lot of us are clearing some rejection issues here, but a lot of us, what has been keeping us holding ourselves back, keeping us self-sabotaging so much, is the fear of rejection. A lot of us are clearing that. A lot of us have kind of gotten past that whole idea that, you know, people have to accept us for whatever reason, and no, they don't necessarily. As long as you accept yourself, that's all that matters. Which is, of course, culminating in this new idea of, or this new faith that's coming in, this new hope that's coming in, being like, okay, you know what? I don't need all of that. I'm fine. You know, Source has my back. I know what I'm about. I have faith that everything is working out the way it is. I have faith that I'm doing what I need to do. I have faith in the truth. You know, I know what the truth is, and so on and so forth. I mean, also, a lot of us are clearing some rejection issues from our from our inner child, okay? That is the main thing that has been coming up, I feel, this year. A lot of stuff with the inner child coming up, mainly having to do, again, with rejection, okay? But also embracing the inner child. A lot of you have rejected your inner child. Maybe you didn't realize you were doing that. Maybe some of the things that happened as children, you were choosing not to remember, you're choosing not to integrate because it's painful. In a way, you're rejecting your inner child. You're rejecting your inner child's cry for help, okay? And so a lot of you are kind of returning back to that, and that may have been where some of this heaviness was coming from, you know, reintegrating all of that, and it's bringing up some really painful memories for you to have to clear. Okay, specifically having to do rejection. This is a common theme. Rejection is a common theme for a lot of us, okay? But a lot of us are definitely going through ascension, and I feel like this was the final step, this you know, acceptance and integration of the inner child specifically, but whatever subpersonality you're dealing with, okay, is bringing you closer to that next ascension. And some of us are going through another ascension, yay. You know, whatever that means to you, but it could have been why my head was killing me. I have been feeling really floaty lately, so it's possible. But yeah, so make a wish and assurance. So assurance, I do feel, really goes hand in hand with faith here. Okay, so this just seems to be the overall theme of the reading here, is to remember your faith, okay? But also to remember to set your intentions, guys. And a lot of us are getting back into manifesting the things that we want. We've been kind of hit a lull there for a while, but we're kind of back into it, being like, okay, make a wish, make a wish. So Source is telling you now is the time. Now is the time to set your intentions. Now is the time to manifest the things that you want, move forward, and to have the assurance and the faith that Source has your back and that everything is going to work out just fine. Okay? All right, guys, I hope this has helped. If it has, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.